Well, so yesterday we had just a snippet of Elliot Wolf because he spoke at like 1:45. So we got off the air. We played like one snippet of it, talked about it, hadn't heard the whole thing yet, and then had not heard from the man himself, Christian Gonzalez, later on.
Oh, well, it was a little tricky to hear from him later on because somebody had to fly their giant-ass helicopter down and land on the helicopter pad right behind us. He's like, no, we'll wait. Just like Christian, we'll wait.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we can really kind of blend the two together, right? Like what Elliot Wolf had to say first, then what Christian Gonzalez had to say. So despite reports on this station earlier in the day, yesterday, there is no deal done. Christian Gonzalez has not signed a new deal with the Patriots. We are also a week and a half removed from Devin Witherspoon signing. And I think a lot of
it feels longer.
It does feel longer, actually.
It feels longer. It feels like we've been living in a world where Witherspoon has had his contract for like a month.
Yes. But I think a lot of people, and I understand why, we're like, all right, Witherspoon's deal's done. Shouldn't take much longer for Gonzo to sign. And now we're a week and a half, and now they both, I mean, he literally said he's frustrated. So what's your takeaway now?
I don't feel good about it. I think most people feel that way walking away from it because one of the other big indicators, there were two things that I took away from Elliott's press conference before practice yesterday. The first one being he admitted to a cash budget.
Yes,
that was
he did.
something that
he certainly did.
Stepped himself into and said when he was asked about the considerations around Christian Gonzalez's contract and Drake May's future contract and whether those two things might be related, he said something along the lines of, we consider everything, we have a plan, and there's a cash budget. And it's like, wait, what?
I'm sorry?
What?
Yeah, wasn't ready for that.
Wait, I hear cap all the time. Cash is something we don't talk about a lot.
Yep.
And that indicates to me that there is a true possibility that what we have been speculating this whole time about it being about guaranteed money in any different level that you want to look at it, that may be a sticking point that is keeping this from going forward. And then on top of that, you hear him say, yes, he knows what Gonzalez's side wants.
Yeah.
Like, there's no discrepancy between what they're asking for. And so it's just the Patriots seemingly standing on the other side saying no for right now. And how do the two sides meet?
I don't know if they do. I think this is a terrible sign. I am hoping that a deal gets done. He's one of the best draft picks they've had in a long time.
Bill Belichick's last draft
Belichick's
pick.
last gift to the Patriots was Christian Gonzalez. It's a premium position. He's young, and he actually is worth it. So sometimes the best player available who's like extension eligible gets a huge payday, and you're like, well, he was the best that year. But like Gonzalez is one of the two best corners in the NFL. If you're not going to pay him, who are you going to pay?
So I will say, I was looking through DMs, which is always a dangerous undertaking.
No. What kind of stuff do you get in there?
Ooh, you never open an image. That's what I've learned.
Watch your profanity.
Yes, thank you.
I don't.
Good call.
Don't send that to me, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I do get a lot of people. I wouldn't know. I don't open them.
Oh, smart.
I just said that.
Smart.
I'm protecting myself.
Yes.
So somebody did send me a DM saying, how come nobody talks about in the Christian Gonzalez negotiations how many regular season games he's missed?
Mm-hmm.
How come that doesn't go into account? And I would say because the majority of the regular season games that he missed were in his rookie season when he got hurt in week 4, and that was just an unfortunate injury. It's a little different than like last year when he had a soft tissue injury during the summer, and then it just took him a long time to come back and he missed games. You know what I mean? Like there's different types of injuries, and the injury he sustained as a rookie isn't one that I look at and go like, he's an injury-prone guy who doesn't take care of himself.
No, I would say even if you want to add up the games that he's missed, and you're right, most of them were his rookie year, how many corners do you want more than him? Like that, I think that is a guy that you would want to lock up. Like the idea of getting like first-round picks for him is insane. Like you have a guy who's good.
I think when fans are feeling a little unsure if they want him to get this big of a deal, I'm just playing devil's advocate here because it's what I hear from people who are like, oh, the people who are not as gung-ho on Gonzo as you and I and others are, is like, it's not about what other corner you'd want. It's, are you going to be in a position where you are either not going to get to a deal well with Drake May, or you're not going to get to the deal that A.J. Brown will want? And if you're picking between Gonzalez, A.J. Brown, and Drake May, I think most people would go with the offensive players.
I think you might be right, although I think with the ages and the wear and tear, I would go with Gonzalez has more value overall than A.J. Brown, or like a guy that I'd probably want to extend anyway.
Yeah,
more than
long
A.J.
term.
Brown. Yeah. The reality is you can have all three. Like, look at teams around the league. Look at Philly. Look at the Rams. Look at the who else are some of the teams that spent a lot of money this season? Like, there's a lot of teams.
Even the Bengals paid 2 wide receivers
and their quarterback
towards top of the market.
Yeah,
right.
So like you can do it. So right now,
and they're the worst.
If you don't want to pay Gonzalez, you just want to save Robert Kraft money, I guess. And maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe that's what you woke up today thinking. You just want to save him money because it's not cap. It's not even. Like the NBA, they can fall back on the, well, there's all these penalties. We have all these penalties, and we're really screwed. No. If Robert Kraft and Jonathan Kraft want to pay Gonzalez, they can. And they can also pay Drake May next year. But right now they're trying to come up with a deal that I guess works for both sides. That's another thing that Elliot Wolf said. Let's hear a little bit more from Christian Gonzalez. Here was more of his Q&A from yesterday.
Office knows how I feel. My team has made it known what I feel, what I'm worth, what we feel, what I'm worth. So the right people know what I'm worth.
So that confirms what Elliot Wolf had said when he had that back and forth about, like, do you know what they're asking for?
Yeah.
Yes. Gonzo just said so. He's like, this is what we're asking for. And so the Patriots don't want to go to that number.
And if I had to guess, I would say that what Christian Gonzalez is most interested in is what he's going to get at signing.
Mm-hmm.
So not just the guaranteed, but something that's fully guaranteed through the first 2 years. Devin Witherspoon got just over $59 million. So he's looking at something like that and saying, I want that up front.
So not just 102 guaranteed, which would make him the highest paid corner overall, but what you're getting early.
And I think he's hinting at that. Like yesterday he was asked, because Elliot Wolf said that they would still make him the highest paid cornerback in the league. But what does that mean?
I don't know.
We've talked
is it
about
average
this,
annual? Is it the funny number at the beginning? Like, what is
it? If
it?
it's per year, that's a nice contract for sure. But it's flaunting something that maybe doesn't matter to the guy who wants the contract.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't care very much about the per year because it's like when somebody is offering you something and they say, well, the upside could be crazy. And you're like, but I play in the NFL where people get injured a lot, stuff goes sideways. Like, I want the guaranteed money when I sign so that I have that money in hand. And I think that's a different type of contract than the Crafts have given out in the past.
Drop God, that's basically your theory, right? On what Gonzo is asking for and why it's maybe not.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to give him the money up front. They're like, hey, we do everything in roster bonuses and game day bonuses.
Yeah.
You're no different. You're going to get that too.
And that would sort of lead into what some fans, I guess, are saying about how, like, well, he's got to play on the field. So I would say he does play. So you mentioned
Except joint practices.
Well, conveniently enough, joint practices. And I also think week 1 is in question. This is something that everybody has an opinion on. We asked Tom Curran about it yesterday. He's like, well, he's going to play with or without a contract. I'm not so sure. I listened to yesterday's breakdown. I don't think Gonzalez is a lock to play week 1. Now, he can't sit out the whole season. That's not good business. We saw Le'Veon Bell try it. It doesn't really work out. But you don't have to play all 17 games.
No.
Trent McDuffie didn't get his contract, also didn't play all 17 games, probably didn't have his best season, and still was able to get $100 million from another team. So I think that's more likely what's going to happen with Gonzalez.
So what did McDuffie say he was dealing with when he was not in those games?
Oh, good question. Good question.
I honestly don't remember.
But that's also the beauty of Gonzalez practicing, because people are like, well, why wouldn't he just sit out the whole time? Well, then it's a holdout, and you get fined and all that other stuff. If you practice, you can, quote-unquote, get hurt right before joint practices and then miraculously be recovered after joint practices. I wouldn't be shocked if right before the Seahawks game, he's quote-unquote hurt again.
Right.
I wouldn't rule that out.
And here's the thing with Trent McDuffie, as I just looked, and this is the danger of AI overview because I'm doing this on the fly. If AI doesn't cook here, don't blame me. I'm just reading it from AI overview. He had a left knee hyperextension in week 14 that put him on the injured reserve.
And just missed the rest of the season.
Happened to be when the Chiefs were no longer going to be in the playoff contention.
Yeah.
So
you can connect the dots any way you want. All right, you guys can weigh in on the Christian Gonzalez situation, which I think went from bad to worse yesterday.